Hey Summoners, Adora and Darosh here to talk about some champion updates. Those who frequent the forums may have seen our champion update threads that appear from time to time. Others may have noticed that their champion has new abilities or animations that they didn't have previously. Throughout the life of the contest, we've been making efforts to go back to some of our older champions and update them with new or altered abilities so they don't fall behind in terms of power and usability. When it comes to choosing which champions to address in these updates, we look at several factors before settling on our list. Darosh is here with me today to give you guys more specifics on our process behind this aspect of the game design.
Hey Adora, thanks for having me. First, we check combat data. While some players may experience hundreds or even thousands of fights during their time in the contest, we look at data from hundreds of thousands of fights. This includes how the champion performs in general, but also how they perform in specific game modes, such as Alliance Wars or Arenas. We then use this list to narrow down who to look at based on where they fall on the power curve.
It's important to note that we take a look at community feedback and who the players would like to see addressed next. While we don't have time to make all the changes suggested by summoners, we try to ensure that we take the community's desire into consideration. The last thing we consider is a mix of meta balance, optimizations, and the interactions between various champions and classes. Here's a look at two champions that have undergone updates in the past and how to use their new abilities in combat.
So first up, we have Juggernaut. He's a champion that we've made two major updates to. The first because of fan feedback and suggestions, and the second because of tuning and balance issues. In the first update, we altered his unstoppable ability to be more fair and fun for players. Initially, it would randomly activate whenever Juggernaut was struck, which didn't have much strategic counterplay. With the update, Juggernaut now triggers his unstoppable whenever he activates a special attack. In addition to ensuring the ability is more fair and interesting to fight against, it also allows players more chances to use it when they're fighting with Juggernaut. In Juggernaut's second update, we wanted to bring him a little closer to the Mystic class and opted to grant him the new ability, Stagger. By performing heavy attacks, Juggernaut can place stagger effects on the opposing champion. If an opponent gains a buff effect like regeneration or armor up while they have a stagger effect active, the stagger will immediately nullify the effect. This is a powerful ability when combined with the Mystic Dispersion Mastery and Juggernaut's own Unstoppable. When fighting with Juggernaut, try activating his special attack while the opponent is pinned in the corner. Follow it up with a few heavy attacks to stack up some stagger effects, and you'll ensure that your opponent won't be gaining their much needed buff effects.
Thanks, Darosh. Next, let's take a look at a champion that received some community chatter. The team reviewed both player feedback and game data to determine that this champion was in need of an overhaul.
Ah yes, you must be talking about Rhino. For him, we wanted to capture his bruiser personality and powerful Rhino charge that he's famous for. This led us to his two primary updated abilities, his new Rhino Dash mechanic and his new Wall Pin Fury. The Rhino Dash has two effects. First, whenever Rhino dashes, he becomes unstoppable, allowing him to shrug off attacks and ensure he wins the clash between the two champions. Second, each time Rhino dashes, he has a chance to become unblockable as well as unstoppable. This chance increases when he's fighting smaller champions, so you're going to want to bring him against opponents like Rocket, Spider-Man, and Iron Fist. Keep dashing as much as possible during combat to string together continuous attack combos. Rhino's other new mechanic, the Wall Pin Fury, allows him to trigger his Fury effect whenever he has his opponent trapped in the corner. To do this, keep pummeling your opponent while they're pinned against the wall, then make sure to finish the combo by swiping for a medium attack. Follow this up with more unstoppable charge attacks to keep your opponent in the corner and those Fury effects active.
Awesome! Thanks so much for that. For all our players, we hope this helps give you some insight into how we approach character design and what we consider when we make champion updates. Who would you like to see updated next? Be sure to let us know in our forums. Thanks for tuning in and see you in the contest.